This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we are going to take a look at some viewer mail that was sent in, and I'm really excited to jump right into this today. And I'm going to start with this project, which comes to us from Brent Kollock. This is called Charreria, and I'm really excited about this because years ago, Brent told me that he was going to be doing this, and I've sort of followed this progress all the way through. And to see his final book is really amazing. I mean, this is a years-long project here, and so I want to share a little of Brent's note and show you the work because it's really cool. Anyway, Brent writes, Ted, I wanted to send you my new book and thank you for everything that you've done for photographers over the years. You featured a few of my early zines, and from one of those projects, I dove much deeper and spent over 5 years making this book. Along the way, I've become friends with so many people involved with Charreria here in Mexico, and they've helped shape the project in ways that I never could have done as an outsider. Your encouragement to do more than just make a picture and post it on social media has meant a great deal to me. Thank you, and I hope our paths cross again soon. Brent, this is awesome work. You have really stuck this through, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the fact that everything is in black and white. It makes the Mexican Charreria look absolutely beautiful. Your sense of contrast, working in very difficult lighting situations oftentimes. You've done an outstanding job on this, and I think it has more to do with your knowledge of the subject and what this project has become for you over a 5-year period. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit, but one thing I want to mention for those of you who don't know what Charreria is, a lot of times you'll hear people say, well, it's basically the Mexican version of American rodeo, and that really isn't true because fundamentally they are very different. They both involve roping and riding, obviously, but Charreria is fundamentally different because it focuses on the historical artistry. There are very strict rules in a lot of these events, and there's an idea of cultural preservation rather than speed or doing this for prize money. The other thing that makes me really happy to see this project that really is special to me because I've known Brent a while, and like I said, I've seen this kind of go through a lot of iterations, a lot of ideas with early zines, and one of the things that I love about this is that, Brent, you stuck this through for 5 years. And this, I want to say this because this should be inspiring to every photographer who's watching this. This is why we shoot photography. You choose a subject that you probably don't know very much about, but it interests you in some way, shape, or form. But you have to do two things. You've got to go get access. This is not easy to do. And it means on the very base level, you've got to just maybe do a couple things that aren't really what you ultimately want to do, but they introduce you to somebody who introduces you to somebody else. You've got to be nice to people. You've got to make them feel comfortable with you as a photographer, that you're not there for an exploitative reason, that you're there because you honestly respect what they do. And it takes a long time to do this. And Brent, the second thing I want to mention on this, because I would be willing to bet that the work that you're doing on here probably is nothing like you originally envisioned. And I mean that in a really good way, because with all the big long-term projects that I've done, it's always like this. You learn more about the subject and you gain more respect for the history behind it and all the things that go into that. And I think for me, at least, it changes the work that I do because the work has to say something that means something around the subject itself. And so this is something that is really interesting to me about photography. And surprisingly, well, I guess maybe not surprisingly, you don't see a lot of people do this. I know the reason why is because it's really hard and it takes commitment and a lot of time to do. But Brent, this is awesome. It turned out great. I recommend this to anybody who wants a copy. This is very intelligent work. It's absolutely beautiful, and I will link up to Brent's website below. But man, thank you for sending. This is really exciting to see. So another thing that I want to mention real quick is I do have one more zine course that I am doing this year. So if you have a photo book that you're working on or a zine project that you'd like to do, this might be something you are interested in. What is a zine class, you might be asking? Well, let me tell you. So this is a course we do online where we go over all things publishing. So I talk about things like sequencing images, concepts, spreads, how images work together, how they define each other, phrasing, things like that. And so this is a fun class. I love teaching it. We meet online, so you can do this from wherever you are. And so we're going to meet on Zoom. The whole class takes about a month. And we're going to start in September. We have 3 big classes, I call them, where basically we all meet at once, and I do a lot of my teaching there. This is an active class, so you'll be doing a project while we're going through it. And then week 3 is my absolute favorite because this is when we break into small groups. Not only will you get feedback from me on your project, but you will get input from your peers as well. And the coolest part, I think, is just seeing the range of work that everybody's doing in here. It's always very inspiring. This last one I taught was it was just crazy inspiring how good the photographers were and the really the range of projects. No two are alike, and they cover a wide range of subject matter. So if you were interested, you can go over to tedforbes.com, find all the information there, or I will put a link in the show description below. So check it out, and I hope to see you there in September. All right, next up is another project that I'm very excited about because I know a little bit of how this was made. This is from Karren. She sent me the zine Shoreline notes as well as this beautiful little card. Marianne took my zine class earlier this year, and so I saw the production behind the scenes on how this came together. Marianne, you've done an outstanding job on this. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to read you a little of her intro, which says, "At the start of the 2020 pandemic, I took up bird photography. One day in June, I drove an hour from my house to Great Salt Lake in search of birds. Thus began a love affair with a place I had lived near for 2 decades but had never really truly been. Great Salt Lake is both beautiful and formidable. A vast inland sea bursting with life and searing contrast. Its unique ecology sustains more than 10 million migratory birds. Shoreline Notes is both a memoir and field notes of my last 5 years photographing and learning to see Great Salt Lake. And the birds, they're not so much photographic subjects as a motif. They are the soul of the lake, its grace, vitality, fragility, and peril made animate." I'll also mention that she created this in collaboration with Grow the Flow, which is an organization that supports Great Salt Lake conservation. This is the first in a trilogy that she's actually doing on this. Marianne, this is gorgeous. I think this came out so good. It was really an honor for me to have you as a student and be able to see the process of you putting this together. I want to mention, too, that when Marianne first introduced herself to me, she mentioned that she's a bird photographer, and there was a big joke about that because something that came to my mind, which was not this at all, something completely different. But Marianne, the reason that this works so well is that you use the birds as the motif. And you've got a style in here that is absolutely gorgeous. You work with reflections. You work with really soft light. I really love your sense of color that goes on throughout here, and I think you've done a really spectacular job on this. Conservation projects are hard to do because there is a dark side to it, and oftentimes there's a lot of statistics and numbers that come with them. But I think what Marianne brings to the table here is a way of just showing you the sheer beauty that exists in something, and she shows you why it's worth conservation, and I think that is really important. Anyway, Marianne, I can't wait to see the next two. You guys need to support this. It's for a good cause. I will put Marianne's website in the show description below, so get yourself a copy. This is really good. Some awesome stuff today, folks. I've got 2 more zines that I want to share. We've got some amazing portraits and some really beautiful landscape photography. But real quick, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor this week, who are the awesome folks over at Squarespace. How easy is it to build an amazing website in a matter of minutes? Squarespace has you covered. It's dead simple. Head over to Squarespace, hit Get Started. You can start by selecting from an impressive collection of customizable templates, or you can do what I do, build your own. Something unique because, you're not like other websites. Give your site a name. Next, you can build your homepage. We'll start with a few preset layouts just to get us going. Want to sell products like books or prints? Well, you can feature those on your homepage. Create a few more sections if you want. Let's also give it a color palette. There's a whole bunch to choose from, and just get us started. We can change this all later. Next, let's select the typography choices. Welcome to your website. Everything is set up and it's all ready for you to customize. Squarespace is built on Fluid Engine, the next generation of website design. Select Edit, and Fluid Engine allows you to drag, place, and resize any element on the page. You can snap these to a grid, you can make them float on top of one another, you can freeform however you like. You can even preview and adjust how the site looks on either desktop or mobile. The layouts are independent. Of course, you'll want a portfolio for your work. Creating an image gallery is as easy as dropping a folder of images on your web browser. Once uploaded, you can drag to resort, customize the look, and Squarespace writes all of the code for you. Everything just works and it looks fabulous. Want to sell your own prints, books, or zines? Squarespace has the capabilities to not only set up your online store and collect payments, but they also give you all the tools that you're going to need to be successful. Managing shipping and payment options, manage your orders, and engage with your customers. They even give you the tax tools that you need to keep things organized and stay compliant. You should try Squarespace for yourself. It's absolutely free, no credit card required. Just go to squarespace.com/AOP, sign up for that free trial. If you decide Squarespace is right for you, I can save you an additional 10% on your order by using offer code AOP on checkout. That's right, the code is AOP. So stop procrastinating, go build your website today. And I want to give a special shout out and thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. All right, so next up is this beautiful little zine that comes to us from John Rand. This is called Mountain Musings. Full disclosure, John also took my zine course this year, and it's been really fun to see how all these came together, but I do know the process behind this. And John, this is absolutely stellar. I love the design on here, the cover, the back cover, the perfect binding really came out well. I love the size on this. It's very small. This is really cool to see the final version of. And a comment that I want to make on here is that the pacing is unusually good in here. And one thing you guys will notice is that John pretty much for the most part sticks to one image per spread. In other words, the left page is generally left blank, but in some cases we get two images that face one another. And I like the fact that he's kind of reserved that for things that are kind of special. So John, awesome job on that. And essentially this is nature photography, but it's very beautiful. Another thing that came out really good on here is the typography. It complements each image. Nothing gets in the way or competes with one another. My favorite section in here though is when John gets to his snow images. And I think these make such a poetic sequence in here. My favorite is the snow claw. And I remember seeing these when he was taking the class and showing us his work. And this came out really good. John, I hope you're really proud of this. I will link up to John's website below. You guys should support John. He's really good. He's a super cool guy, and I really enjoyed having him in class. It's really fun when you see the whole process on these and how people are thinking about their subject and organizing the photos and realizing that when you're going to put them together into a zine or a book, there needs to be a reason why. It's not just photographs scattered on the table that are just stacked up and presented. There's a story here. There's a narrative, and I think John is an outstanding example of how this came out in a really cool way. So John, you should be proud. Thank you for sharing. All right, so next up is this really cool zine of portraits. This is called A People in Resilience, and this comes to us from Mathieu. I hope I'm saying this right. Kurotam uses his Instagram handle on here. Anyway, Mathieu did enclose this beautiful handwritten letter, which I will share with you. He writes, "Allow me first to thank you for your channel and your dedication to our shared craft. My passion for photography is an old one, but only recently have I become comfortable seeing myself as a photographer, as someone with intention. I'm sharing my first zine with you as the result of this intention of doing more than taking pictures and learning to convey meaning through visual storytelling. I've spent the last 20 years as a humanitarian aid worker. Influenced by the humanist tradition, I try to photograph our shared human condition with honesty and authenticity. This first zine presents 4 years of portraits made in Myanmar between 2020 and 2024. So Mathieu, this is awesome, and I really love this because Mathieu isn't trying to introduce the work by talking about cameras or technique or what film he used. He's talking about intention, and photography becomes a way of understanding people. And giving his background as a humanitarian worker, I think that changes the way that I read these photographs actually as I'm going through here. A couple other little details that stand out to me is, first of all, I love the variety of work that's in here. There's a wide variety of people being photographed culturally and artistically. I think that is really well done. I think another thing that I really like is the shift back and forth between color and black and white. A lot of photographers get asked this question a lot, is how do you handle that? What is their formula? What is the best way to do it? And I think that there really isn't. It's just a matter of taste and a matter of how you see your layout happening in the end. Anyway, Mathieu, I think this is really awesome. And I think that the humanitarian worker side of you, it shows through here. And I think that involving your occupation into your photography is a strength. I think it's kind of funny that you said you had trouble referring to yourself as being an actual photographer for a long time, because you've got all the skills, you've got the intention, you've got something to say, you've got the narrative in here. And a lot of people don't have that. And I think that's something that's very rare. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. I'm going to link up to everybody in the show description below, and I want to thank everybody for sending stuff in. This was a really good round of work today. And if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, later.